Welcome to Trinity Eco-tours. This is the story behind the shot from our video and photo archives taken on our trips every summer. Through our years of operation, we've seen year after year that humpbacks will follow capelin into the shallow water spawning areas of certain parts of Trinity Bay. The lunge feeds to the vast numbers of capelin getting ready to spawn on the beaches and in the shallows. What are capelin, you ask? Well, they're small little smelt-like fish that migrates every spring from the offshore waters of the Grand Banks to the shallows of the bays and inlets around Newfoundland. Shallower water provides the proper temperature, concentration, and mixing of the male capelins milk with the female capelin spawn. The capelin amass together for the release of this rebirth of their numbers. Of course, this is great whale food and is what attracts so much wildlife to our shores. While the capelin congregate in large numbers for the spawning cycle, it is an ideal opportunity for hungry juvenile humpbacks to swoop through their numbers to scoop up huge amounts of food. This is a method that seems to be favored by the juveniles, as their hunting skills are not as developed as full-grown adults. Wandering into the shallows is not as preferred a method for the larger animals, though they will take part in this behavior depending upon where the largest concentration of food is. In this video, you can see how the humpback enters the capelin mass slowly. Once in line with its prey, the whale will power down through its tail fin, gathering speed and pushing through the bulk of the fish. You can also notice in the above water shot that the humpback pushes its pec fins forward and back, which serves two purposes. It assists in gathering speed to lunge through the group, and the huge pec fin, which can be 1/3 the length of the body, acts to corral the capelin into a group in front of its mouth. To swim with any whale, it's a good idea to let the animal know you're in the area, which is what I attempted when first entering the water. It isn't my first encounter swimming with a whale, but it is where I enter their active feeding areas. It has been my experience that whales are quite aware of their surroundings, but you have to enter and wait to let them swim by to be aware of you. The shot I really wanted was to get the gaping maw of the young humpback as he swallowed an entire group of capelin, to see what the action is like. Moving from an observation point outside of the active whale path, I moved into the feeding path of the humpback. This can be quite intimidating, as a humpback can fit 2 or 3 divers in its mouth. Good news though, it is their throat that is relatively small, so they couldn't eat you, and the story of Jonah is just that. It's a story. Eventually I did get the shot I wanted, as seen in the photos and video here. It was an exhilarating experience that I hope to repeat next year. I'm Skipper Bob Bartlett, and this has been the story behind the shot. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.